It's always his fault.
All right, guys, we are live, and welcome to Game of Thrones recap, season 6, episode 5. Some people are heartbroken, some people are in tears, some people are feeling pain right now. But let us discuss the episode. As always, panel of I was going to say contestants, sorry, but I don't know why. Our panel here, we're starting off with Mr. Andrew Cam. How's it going, man? How you feeling?
This was draining, man. It took a lot out of me. Man.
Andrew's feeling down. And of course, Mr. Booredatwork, how's it going, man?
I'm good. I'm just holding the door.
And of course, Mr. Warren Bowman from BW1.com. How's it going?
I have nothing fancy to say.
All right, let's kick things off. Okay. Quick summary of the episode. What do you think about the episode? Then we'll do chronologically as the episode started. So I'll start off with you, Andrew. Quick summary. What do you think of this episode?
I thought it was a good episode. Not as strong as the other ones we've seen this week. It was more like okay, but you can tell that it was setting up some very important ways to advance the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been saying over and over again that the theme of this is just they're moving at a breakneck pace. But this was one of the times where they're like, all right, we really need you to understand what's going to happen in these next few episodes. So we're going to take a mini breath right now.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Warren? Just a quick summary of the episode.
I thought the episode was good. It's a little bit more of a kind of filler, filling in the details of things and stuff that's going on. Just kind of checking in on each and every stories. I think it's the first one we haven't gone to King's Landing in this season in an episode.
Yeah.
So we mostly stayed on the outskirts of things, and it was a pretty good episode. It's mostly filler, but it had a strong ending, which seems to be the trend that Game of Thrones is sticking to now that it's more written for TV than just coming from a book. So I think that's why we're getting a lot of faster story and dialogue, and the episodes are coming off better as a TV show.
All right, Lou, how about you? Summary. How did you feel with this episode? Give it to me.
I felt good. I was holding the door. Little sad moment, but other than that, I thought the episode moved along great. I didn't need King's Landing, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I agree. I agree with all you guys. I think I enjoyed the episode a lot, just because it started off strong. It had, like you said, Warren, a lot of story fillings, and like you said, Andrew, we needed to understand the reasoning for this episode, at least what was going on throughout. So, I definitely enjoyed this episode. All right, so starting off, Sansa tells Littlefinger, "Go screw yourself." I mean, she's trying to be strong. This is my view before I kick it up to you guys. She's trying to be strong and everything, but she doesn't understand that she needs to play some politics. I mean, what do you guys think? Andrew?
I was so mad at this. I tweeted out, Sansa's going to get everybody killed again. Even though we all know Littlefinger is not to be trusted, he's evil, blah, blah, blah. Even if you turn him away, he can still backstab you one way. I'm sure him telling her the thing about the Tullys was another way to get some control. It's so obvious that you need men. Like we discussed this last week. They've got a 2-to-1 disadvantage.
Yeah.
And now you have the chance to make it like a 10-to-1 advantage in your favor, and you don't take it. It's just, I'm through with her. Like I hate her.
It seems like she is gonna start to take advantage of that now. But this is after, I think at some point she realized she was still playing the game like he was still playing the game. And I think at a certain point during that conversation, I think that it clicked in her head that the game is still in play. And let me not totally just screw this up. I think I need him for these things. And even Brienne had that look on her face like, I'll do what you say, but you might want to listen. Like, this might not be the wisest thing to cut him down right now.
Yeah, Lou?
I get where she's coming from. Homegirl was physically broken by the last person he hooked her up with. She feels betrayed by him. Let's be real, Littlefinger knows everything. He has them little kids in his ear too. So I'm pretty sure he's heard the story of Bolton, and he still
I think he might not have believed it as harsh as it ended up being. I think that was the other thing. He might have thought, well, it's bad,
yeah.
but she'll be alive. She'll be able to survive this.
He knew. Like,
but I don't think he knew.
No. I think he knew, but I think in his mind he thought the dad would.
Yeah, that's the thing. He knew because I remember in like last season, when he had that conversation with Roose Bolton, where he's basically like, oh yeah. I haven't heard much about your son or whatever, and you could tell on his face that he was very suspicious. But the reality was he knew that Roose Bolton would keep Ramsay in check because Roose knows that the whole thing is like Sansa needs to produce an heir, so you can't hurt her because she has to produce an heir. He didn't think that to the extent that how Ramsay would torture her.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was one of those things where I get her anger, I really do, but. Man, you're dealing at a time where, like you said, you need men. It is war. It's coming. The guy has already dropped he's dropped the mic and said, "I will do all these things to you and your brother." So.
Well, yeah, no, like I said, I think he knew, but I don't think he knew to the extent at which that would get. I think because all you're hearing is rumors. You're hearing what's going on and those things that are happening, but until you actually see it or see the effects of it, you don't know. And Ramsay's worse than words can really actually describe. You can only describe so much that guy actually does to people before you actually physically see it itself. So he was a lot worse than expected. But I think Littlefinger, for the most part, is still playing the game, still trying to get things going in a certain direction, and I think she's wisened up a little bit more to that. Because you got to remember, she didn't tell how she knew about the the Tully still having an army. Yeah. She didn't say anything. She didn't tell the truth on it. She said she just heard a raven and such. And once again, Brienne's looking at her like, she's finally playing the game. Okay. So,
I mean, yeah,
she's finally starting to wise stuff.
It is one of those, the second scene we move on to is the one where I didn't expect them to show us this early. I thought they might save it for later on or maybe next season. Is the creation of the White Walkers, how they were first made, and we get to find that it's the, what do you call them again? Is it little children
of the Forest?
Children of the First. Yeah, sorry. Children of the First were the ones who created White Walkers to defend themselves against man.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so you all fucked it up, and then you want me to come and fix this.
Pretty much. Would think that if you created him, you would have a way to kill him.
Yeah, it's just sometimes
there's a reasoning behind it. Don't spoil it, because I know what you're gonna say, and it is a.
No. I was gonna make a comparison to today, like not to get too political, but think about how many times that we've gone into other countries and given money to rebels or freedom fighters, or whatever, and then they turn around and become our new enemies. And then we got 10 years later, we got to go in and fight them. Like, that's the way things happen. It's like you create a weapon.
America is Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Gotta go around Iron Manning shit.
Yeah, no, it was. I wasn't expecting it because I thought they would save it for later, but and they didn't even draw that scene out. They just kind of like, we made.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot more.
More to. I know. I agree. There is more to
than what they're saying with that. It explains a lot more than what's that's a whole nother story arc. That whole other thing.
No, I
they jumped into that.
That's why I was a little shocked about how a lot of information but very brief. It was like, here you go,
So we got a comment from Leon Leonhardt. All black guys today.
I mean, it usually is.
I don't think he watched episodes 1 through 4 of the show.
He's new.
So what do you think about? Somebody just mentioned this, and no one cares about the Greyjoys. But what do you think about that? That whole, whole process.
That scene was awesome with Theon. That was like his his own personal atonement. It hurt him in that whole speech and what he did in that whole little moment. I probably already that was his atonement moment, and it was a good one.
Yeah.
Goddamn uncle had to hit him where it hurt.
Oh yeah, his uncle would drag him.
What's with the disrespect for eunuchs on this show? Every week they gotta get in a eunuch joke.
It's
with Varys, with the Unsullied, now with Theon. Come on, man, let people live.
Yeah, I mean, that whole part was, it's one of those things where I was hoping, that the sister would lead. I knew become, queen. I knew that wasn't gonna happen. I was just hoping for it, And I love the fact they just bailed.
Well, they knew the uncle was gonna kill them because they technically have rights to the throne because they're children. So they could try. There's people that could still follow them because they're technically the rightful heir. So they're like, well, let's just take our people, get the f out of here. This dude's a nut. He's gonna run. He's gonna ride us into hell. F that.
Yeah. What about his plan?
We're gonna get some boats and we're gonna go attack the world. Yeah, you wasn't around during the last King's Landing, Sagna, were you?
Remember,
Two worlds
Andrew,
on fire.
What do you think about his plan? His big plan. Remember, they're like, what are you going to do?
It as well as a Dornish master plan.
His plan is basically like, look,
we
need an army.
That's his plan. That's his plan. To go Leroy Jenkins.
No, because he's actually going to wait because he realizes that the Ironborn can never really do anything to Westeros because anything they do, any rebellion they have is going to get swatted down because they don't have enough people there. They're just a bunch of little islands. But if they can get enough ships and then partner with Dany, and then it's like, look, you got an army, but you need boats. We got boats. We need an army. Maybe we can work something out. I don't think it's going to end well for him, but I understand the logic.
Dude, he basically stated, I have the boats and the cock. Join me. I mean, that basically was his idea.
Yeah, I know, but he hasn't met the new Daenerys who's like fire.
Yeah.
So
Daenerys likes the young meat. He ain't gonna give her what she wants.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was just,
pretty douchebag.
Yeah, it was not going to happen. But I mean, the uncle and nobody said anything about the uncle being super young. It's like they all just kind of
That one was interesting.
I don't think he's super young.
He's not supposed to be. I think it's just the actor. He's not supposed to be.
No, but remember, like, people in this world, you can still have kids. Like, remember Lord Frey was an old dude. He was still having kids. Yeah. So it's possible that he was, like, the youngest brother of their dad, and their dad was the oldest brother or something.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, it is possible, on that aspect. I was going to say, what about... Daenerys and her pathing with what's his name again?
Jorah.
I mean, that. What do you think about that, Lou? Lou Rod.
Hold on, I caught a message. Sorry.
We got 73 watching right now.
So now we have to wait for Lou's message.
I think this is a war record.
Not necessarily. We've done better.
But yeah, Lou, go ahead.
What was your question?
You know what? Screw you, Andrew.
I think I actually forgot the question too because I was like, wait.
I'll answer the question.
Please go ahead.
It's a very interesting
Jorah.
It's a story that the queen sending her king on her knight on a never-ending mission. Like that mission's not gonna actually happen. But he's giving her hope. She's giving him hope and purpose to do something because he had nothing else after that. So he's never probably gonna come back. Well, he probably will come back maybe sometime during the war if he's still alive at some point or whatever.
She should have. I mean, I know how to cure that though. Call one of the dragons, burn their arm off, you're good. Fire does magic.
I don't think they have zombie rules. They need what he needs to do is find whoever saved Stannis' daughter, because she's the only person in the history of the show who I've ever seen survive this.
But she's gone.
That's his mission, and I think somewhere along the line, that mission is gonna eventually find something that helps Dany at some point as well too. Yeah. Like he's gonna find some magic or find some type of source. If anything, it'd be funny if he ends up finding in his path because he's gonna seek a maester probably at some point and ends up running into Samwell at some point. And Samwell could be the one that figures that out.
I mean, It's possible. I mean, you know,
It could be the dragon glass that cures it. You never know, because that thing kills all. It's like
yeah, but it was
Dragon Glass created the White Walker.
Yeah, Dragon Glass created White Walkers. Dragon Glass kill White Walkers. Dragon Glass can make you tea. I mean, whatever you want with Dragon Glass, you can do.
Dragon Glass is basically the Robitussin of this world.
Is it castor oil? What they call it? What is it? What is it? Everybody used to take back in the day, that medicine before Robitussin.
Snake oil. Snake oil. It's snake oil.
It's snake oil. It just kills all.
Yeah. So a lot of people are talking about the new Red Woman. Thoughts on the Red Woman?
I got thoughts on the Red Woman.
You know, go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead.
We can't share those thoughts. You cannot share those thoughts.
No, not those ones, please.
No. I got PG thoughts about her for this purposes. I need to know who she is. Is she really look like that, or is it like the last Red Woman and she's really like a 200-year-old lady? Because she had that same necklace and she's from the same faith, so I don't know if that's what she really looks like. And like I told you, I warned you about the Jehovah's Witnesses. That's how we do. We find the most beautiful. We preach.
I confirm this.
So watch your back, guys.
Be
very careful. You gotta know what she's getting you into.
Yeah, I mean, true. But I mean, that whole scene, the whole fact that she knew, Varys' past, and she was she's like, do you know who that voice was? Do you remember what it said to you? I mean, I've never seen him that tense and hold back.
Well, he finally needed it. He finally out of the whole damn series, finally got a moment where he had to get put in check at some point.
Yeah.
It was the first time ever he had ever been put in check.
I've never seen Varys with emotion on his face except for when he realized that Tyrion killed his dad. In that moment, those are the only two times I've ever seen him show emotion.
I love Street Photography says she is the boss of the hookers in red. The new Red Woman.
I like this new Red Woman. She's cool.
Yeah, I mean, but
you gotta follow these red women, and apparently George R. R. Martin has got a thing against gingers. I think there's some type of allegory going on here. So apparently, why are these red women? Because you follow a red woman, you're taking the L. It's follow the L. It's an L. No accent. It's following an L.
No, but there are two gingers that he likes that are still in the show. You know, one is Tomlin and then one is Brienne, and you can see that scene where he looked at her.
Yo, homie likes Brienne big time. Well, he's getting her that look like, girl, I want to eat you like I ate that chicken bone.
Yeah, but okay, the question here is is it wise for Tyrion to be in bed with the Red Priestesses, because that just sounds like, to me, I have a feeling that's going to go south really quick.
They need a symbol of some type of faith, and people on that side are all afraid of magic and shit, and they're the perfect people to pull that off. So they'll follow her, because remember, he walked past the preachers preaching when he was earlier in the season, and he was talking about
last season.
No, it was this season. It was like the first.
It was last season when it happened twice. Last season it was a woman. It was the Asian woman that was in like the town square when he was being escorted. And this season it was the guy that introduced the new Red Piece tonight. He was the one that was preaching.
Yeah, so he has an understanding that we need people follow faith and people follow religion, and we need to get on that side where we sound good.
I hear you. But remember King's Landing, man. See what happens when they follow their religion over there. That mess is going to be sorted next week.
Yeah, but that's a different type of mess.
That's a different type of mess.
That's a man who has a god complex.
No. Remember, Lord of Light told.
That's a different type of mess. That's Cersei pulling her dumb shit mess. That's
but Lord of Light also told Stannis to burn half his people. Remember 2 seasons ago?
And that's why when you follow the Red Woman, you take the L. It's an L waiting to happen. George R. R. Martin's trying to tell us something.
Melisandre saw the wrong vision.
Redhead.
Her vision was wrong, and that's why Stannis burnt his daughter, and him burning his daughter caused him to get beheaded.
Well, yeah, because their visions are not as strong as Greenseers, so they can.
Greenseers.
The Greenseers are like the people that can actually go. Well, we'll get to that later.
We'll get there.
But like the Red Priestesses, they say that they see the flames and they see visions, but they still have to interpret it. So it's not like a clear thing. Like she'll say, I saw the Bolton Benners laying in snow, but in her mind that means Stannis is gonna win when the Bolton. But does that really mean that Jon Snow comes later and defeats the Boltons?
True. Yeah.
So it's an interpretation thing. So they gotta make sure that they're understanding the flames as well as seeing what the flames are revealing to them.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
Totally skipped over Arya and
no. I was like, there's something I'm missing here. Yeah, I mean, that scene of the play. I mean, I feel it. I would have gone up there and slapped all those people on stage like, "That's not how my dad behaves."
I was thinking the same thing, like,
because you saw her as she was laughing, right? At the very beginning of the play, she's like,
yeah, she was laughing.
Yeah. And so Daddy came along.
Yeah,
And they made Daddy look like a fool.
Okay, look, this is my thing. I don't know if you guys agree with me. Arya needs to stop asking questions, finish the training, and move on. I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm just saying that for her own good.
What training is there to finish? She does that for life. There ain't no finish training.
No, but like to be one of them.
To be one of them. So when you're one of them, then you can skip town.
She's basically like in police academy right now, and she's like asking questions like she's a sergeant already. That's the problem.
No, I mean like finish the training. When they send you on that mission, when you say, okay, you're now one of us.
Yeah. I think
that's her keeping a part of herself still.
I think that's why he gave her this mission. Like he's testing her. He's like, look, either you're gonna kill this woman and be part of us for life, no turning back, or you're gonna do something crazy and walk away. And then like he's like, there's not gonna be another chance. So you need to decide right now and be sure. And this is gonna be like her ultimate test. Is she gonna like kill this lady, or is she like still holding on to the old Arya that wants to kill everybody?
Yeah, and she got rocked in that little. Fight session she had.
I wish she whipped that little bit chick's ass.
Yeah, that
girl's annoying.
I think when that girl gets a beating from her eventually, it's going to be a nice beat down.
Because it's pissing me off. She's like the new Ollie. Like, why are you here? Get off my screen. My screen. You're annoying me. Damn it. Yeah. All you do is come in with your smug ass and just no, get out of here. You're useless.
All right, now. The last 20 minutes of this episode was the one which captivated Andrew and made him cry. I know he's not in tears right now, but he was in deep mourning.
You joke, but for a moment, man, I thought I might have cried. Like I just felt it, man.
Yeah. So this is the most important part of this episode because Bran goes up and touches the tree and then walks back into that state, and he sees the White Walker army and he sees the White King, and then the dude touches him, and that's it. All hell breaks loose. It becomes zombie fest, not the Walking Dead slow kind. Talking about speed racer, fast zombies, people dying. We lost a dire wolf. I mean, come on. Somebody stated we can't be having these animals get killed, man. Come on.
Man. Budget says we can.
I mean, come on. Dire wolf's dying. The first children, or whatever they're called again, dying.
Look at it this way. Bran went back to where he saw that initial vision of the White King being created.
Of the White King, yeah.
He went there first, saw him be created, and then he goes there to meet him. That's where the White King went. He was at the place where it all started for him, chilling, because all those stones look familiar, and Bran can't put shit together. Once he saw those, he should have been like, you know what? I think I need to get up out of here. This don't look right.
No, it is though, because at that point, see, here's the thing with some of these old people who train you. You should, when you take somebody there, please do not interfere, because you know what? You can mess things up. At least put that as a disclaimer, because he's walking around thinking, wow, this is interesting. This is cool. Like, wow, I didn't know it was like this. And next minute, White King shows up, and then, I mean, come on. He was not given an instruction manual. No one gave him the little short video that said you can't interfere with, with time. So, sorry.
Plus, Bran's a teenager, so
true. Yeah. So in that, it's okay. So it's not okay. It's not a dream state. Now I think we've got confirmation from that, right? This episode, it really isn't a dream state. It is.
Oh, they've introduced time.
It's like your spirit go into another plane, basically.
Yeah, it's like astral travel with time effects.
Well, this episode is. I'm worried that this is starting to say that this is just an never-ending cycle, and we're just seeing we're watching a story repeat itself over and over and over and over and over again.
And to be honest, that's what makes me most sad. Because if that's what we've been building up to for the past 6 years, I'm gonna be so disappointed, man.
It's gonna be pretty disappointing.
Yeah. Because I had a feeling this would happen. We discussed this off air last week. I just don't like time travel stories, except for like Doctor Who or Back to the Future, because it's within limited scope, and you accept that they're just saying time is irrelevant in this window.
See,
in this,
now,
they're basically saying we're in a time loop.
I'm hoping the only loop is the creation of Hodor. I'm hoping if they keep it there, I'm cool, because it's almost like he needed it in both times. You know, that's the only way you can save it and say, you know, it doesn't expand. But I mean,
yeah, but they're gonna have to explain like Hodor essentially. We assume he's dead with the White.
I mean, he's dead. There's no.
Well, become a White Walker, but then how does he exist in that plane if this hadn't already happened at some point?
Because that's the thing, you're in a time loop.
No. So
this has already happened years ago, and then they went back, and that's what created Hodor. So you're in a different time.
Exactly. But that's why I say you just have to keep it at. No, listen, you have to just keep it at Hodor. You do not continue that because.
Well, the point of a time loop is that you're doing the same thing over and over again, trying to find the one little ripple that'll set you on a different path. Yeah. But you still end up doing things to send you back to the key events. No matter what you do, you're still going to end up back in this same spot at some point. And I really hate stories like that.
Time loops are very hard stories to do. They're really hard in general. So
yeah, we saw the creation of Hodor.
Hold the door.
No, Hodor.
Hold the door. Hold the door. Hold
Hodor.
the door. Hold the door.
Hodor was created
holding the door
when he was a nice plump-sized 14-year-old shaking on the ground. Because you saw him say, he started off hold the door, and then his last few words were Hodor.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. He was created while holding the
Bran.
door. Yeah, it was created by Bran while holding the door. So, I mean, you remember that theory we talked about where saying, you know, he somehow walked into the horse? You remember when Bran turned around and he saw the horse and Hodor standing next to each other? I don't know if I just kind of remember that whole sequence. I was like, I think is he gonna walk him into the horse and the horse
is gonna kick him and then make him dunce or something.
So, exactly, yeah. But they just basically went, you know, like some people saying Bran created Frankenstein.
well, the thing is Bran, that old dude from and it just revisiting himself.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I said, is that guy Bran? But I love what the guy said. He knows, like, am I ready? No, you're not.
Yeah. I don't think that guy is Bran. I think he's somebody else. But because the one rule of time travel is you're not supposed to meet yourself.
Wait. It depends on what time travel movie you're talking about. Okay. If it's time cop.
But how would he know? How would he know he's seeing himself though? Either he wouldn't know that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're gonna mess up the past. Yeah, the older one would know that. Like, if he brings him in, he'd have to try to like warn him to do certain things.
But he was showing him certain things of his particular past. He wasn't necessarily showing random events. He was showing specific things that affect his family and his past. Not like he was just showing.
I think it's the world. I think we're beyond just the family at this point. I think like the creation of the Night King. He's showing them that it's like you need to understand this because of what's to come. Like that guy knows.
Night King?
Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah, the Night King, yeah.
The White Walker leader. Like, he needs to know what's to come. So he's, like, trying to educate him. So it's... see, this is why I don't like time travel stories, man. It's like, we're just in a loop.
Yeah,
and I have a feeling we're going to get... No,
they're going to explain this. They're going to have to explain themselves out of this by the next episode. As to what happened.
Well, I mean, next episode, you know, preview. First of all, Brad needs to escape all the zombies.
Doesn't look like he's gonna do it.
I mean, no, he's going to survive.
He survived. I mean, they pretty much showed that at the end.
We need to know how. Maybe, I don't know, whether he super walks out, and I don't know. I have no clue what's going to happen, but he needs to escape that first. And his female companion needs to be alive also, because somebody needs to carry him.
So eventually he's supposed to fly, isn't he? He's supposed to learn how to do that at some point.
No, I thought you just walked into an animal.
I think he was meant that metaphorically.
Oh.
Like, I don't think he's actually gonna fly.
So let me see. There's magic in this time travel universe. I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Andrew. Like when you bring that time travel wrinkle in there.
I mean, to be honest, there's so many things happening in this show alone. Just put aside the dragons and the magic and all that, just the war itself and the scheming and the backdoor deals and the marriages and the names and the cousins and the brothers claiming this throne, claiming that throne. There's so much going on. To introduce time travel into it just seems like we could do like another 5 seasons of this now.
Molo Mix says he will find a dragon and he will name it Toothless. How to Train Your Dragon. So, I mean, who knows how that would turn out? But anything else? I missed anything else in the episode? I think we covered most of it, right?
Yeah, I think that was the majority of the episode.
Yeah. The one question I walked is, I wonder where Theon and his sister are going, because they can't stay in the Iron Islands because their uncle is now king and he's gonna kill them.
I think they're headed. I think they're headed to Bravos. I think they're headed in that direction to go find Daenerys. I think they're gonna go to offer their services support to her first.
No, I mean, I would think my own guess is I think they're coming back.
Nah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
how though? But like they established that the uncle has more support on the islands. She had the support of her like fleet.
Going back to Winterfell, that's the only place he knows. I don't think nobody knows where. They don't know where Daenerys is. Only the uncle, quote unquote, knows. So. I mean,
well, they heard of her too. They said.
I mean, everybody's heard of her, but I mean, like.
Well, they know she's in Essos. They could probably find her in Essos somewhere. Yeah, everybody's got ravens. They'll find her. The ravens are the reasons why people can find things. They fixed that with ravens. So. They're most likely she might be the one supplying. Remember, they took the best ships. They might be the one supplying the ships to Daenerys.
I mean, it could be. Meanwhile, Daenerys.
I don't think it'll be enough ships, but
I mean, Daenerys is how strong is the army now? 100,000.
Well, they're dropping the army numbers down. It's going to get significantly lower than what I think they say in the books or how things are going to go.
Yeah,
I mean, well, at least.
Between the Dothraki alone, she's got at least tens of thousands, maybe 40 to 60. Don't say the exact number, but if each Khalasar has at least 10,000 soldiers in it, so if she's able to, if they're like, well, she killed like 7 or 8 guys in that tunnel, so she's got a lot of people. Yeah, she's gonna have a lot of people on her side, and then she's got a few thousand unsullied. If she goes back and reconquers Yunkai and Astapor, then she'll have those unsullied again. She can get a couple of what's it called? The guys that Dario runs, mercenaries. Yeah, like basically.
It is mercenary.
Yeah.
They're just the Essos. They're just the Essos versions of the what are the golden swords, whatever their names are, the ones that just get paid.
They're like
the ones that
hedge knights.
Like the ones that got made by a whole bunch of basically bastard sons that just dethroned like. The ones that are just all
sons or something.
Yeah, the ones in Westeros are all like the sons of lords, but they're like kind of cast-offs or whatever, and they kind of form that group that Gentry is supposed to be making armor and stuff for, or something like that. What the hell?
Brother Without Banners.
Brother Without Banners, and the ones that get paid, the ones that will do the sellswords. The big sellsword group.
How come the Unsullieds are so useless in the show despite their reputation?
Because the problem is the Unsullied are warriors. They're not police force.
They're not police.
Yeah.
In a battlefield, they're the most fierce people.
They don't understand reason.
Yeah. When you're walking down an alley and 10 guys jump out and stab you in the back before you get a chance to do anything, that's not really what they're made for.
They're made for going and conquering and then moving forward on there. So Yeah, I mean,
Spears.
yeah, the episode was good. It was good. Last 20 minutes, we know Andrew cried deeply, and we know Lou Rod was really excited, you know, when Hodor was holding the door.
Hodor. Girl telling him about some nice eggs boiled in hot water, and he's over there, Hodor. Hodor.
I mean, he was doing his own version of Groot, right?
I am
Hodor.
Yeah, Hodor. Hodor.
The fact you can remix them, we them boys. Hodor. We them boys.
BN says
He's a DJ too in real life.
With Lady Stoneheart battle at the end of the season. I don't think she's coming to the show.
No,
I don't think they're gonna do her on the show.
Yeah. Well, I think they'll give her element to somebody else, but she ain't coming to the show.
Every book reader wants this to happen. I just really don't think it's worth it.
Aren't they way past it now, where they can even try and do that?
Well, no, they could, because all this stuff that's happening with Ironborn, that was supposed to be from like 2 years ago, and they just went back to it now.
No, yeah.
They altered the timeline a little bit, which apparently you can do now.
Hodor.
I love Street's photography says, what about the Iron Bank? Aren't they sending in armies to collect some debts? I mean, Stannis is dead. There's no heir to the throne there.
They're just going to wait to see who looks like they're going to be strongest and fund them.
Yeah, that's
all they're going to wait for. And
well,
if it's Dany, they're just going to give her the money. They don't care.
Because the Iron Bank gets its money one way or another. So whoever takes the Iron Throne is going to owe them money. So they invested in every family. They gave money to the Lannisters. They gave money to Stannis. So it doesn't matter who wins. They're going to owe them money.
Yeah.
I started watching it again from season 1 last night and paying a little more attention. I realized that Robert was a dumb king.
Robert Bran? Are you just getting that now?
All he did was drink wine, fuck whores, and go try to kill Boar.
Yeah.
Well, he was never fit to be king. You got to remember what he went to war for. It was all on a love thing. That's all the hell it was.
And then he sits there and he's complaining about the Lannisters, but yet he owes the Lannisters millions of gold.
Yeah, he owes a lot. So I mean, yeah, it was bound to happen, especially having someone like Robert, and the fact that he didn't have Ned there earlier, that's something he should have had Ned there from the get-go as his.
For what? So Ned could have been the one laid up on a slab with 2 coin eyeballs?
No, as his right-hand man from the get-go. Ned wasn't his right hand. Wasn't the king's hand.
It was John Aaron. Yeah,
it was John Aaron. So. I mean,
oh man,
it's just one of those things that needed to happen. Anthony says, "Dude acted like making ships is easy." We're gonna make 1,000 ships.
Yeah, because they're gonna go home, tear down every tree. Homie, this isn't Lord of the Rings where you could fucking tear down every tree, throw it in some fire, and create some goddamn orcs.
Joshua Hargrave says, who is the true prince that was promised? Well, he says Jon or Dany or both, or
we don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know, but
it's probably Jon. I think Littlefinger knows something more than he's letting on, because you've seen how he whispered half brother, and I think he said that hesitantly just to bring her down a notch.
I mean, he did that on purpose so that she knows that, look, it's not your blood brother who has to. This is your half brother, So I'm here. Yeah, exactly. I'm here.
No, but remember in that scene, they were saying, they didn't know that there's a Stark to follow, and then everyone said Jon's not a Stark. And then she goes, "Oh, I'm talking about me." She goes, "But I am." And then it's like, "Oh yeah, you're a woman, but whatever." She doesn't realize that a lot of these people are following Jon.
Yeah,
it's like he's the one that saved them. The Wildlings sends us nothing to them, and the great houses in the north, they're gonna follow power. They're loyal to the Starks, but in their eyes, it's like, oh, she's a woman. She was with the Lannisters, then she was with the Boltons, and now she's on her own. Who is she? Who's she really loyal to? Stuff like that. You never know what's gonna happen with that. So it was kind of like Littlefinger was trying to put doubt in her mind, say, oh yeah, Jon's like your brother. Maybe he wants to take this power for himself.
Yeah.
I can see where Littlefinger's going to come back to help. They're going to go get a few troops. Not going to be enough, but they're still going to march to Winterfell, and the battle's going to look lost, and then out of nowhere, Littlefinger's troops are going to come in and save the day. That's how I see that war playing out.
I mean, it could be,
No, I think there's a turn, and I think it's the Umbers. There's a turn that's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think there's a master plan that's going on that I think Littlefinger's aware of as well too, but it's not saying everything. I think there's a big plan. Like I bet you he knew that the Umbers had Rickon and all them. I bet you he knew that, and he's like, we got to set up Ramsay right now because Winterfell is the stronghold. It's basically if you want a war. And you want to be able to take King's Landing. You need Winterfell to do that. So to me, I think there's a big plan going on. Ramsay is about to take an L.
Oh yeah, massive.
Yes, I think
episode 9 is going to be Ramsay's L.
Okay, I think sorry. Go ahead, Lou.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I still think Littlefinger is setting somebody up. Probably Sansa, because when he tells her, "Oh, your uncle has taken control of the Riverlands," it doesn't matter.
No one there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't matter because he would first have to pass through where the Freys live, and the Freys hate the Tullys, so they're not going to let it through. Then once they get past the Freys, they have to go to the Neck, which is like the little point where the North meets the Riverland. It's a very narrow thing. It's hard to pass. The Boltons control that, so you're not going to be able to get through that line. It's like even if they do have soldiers, by the time they get to the North, they're going to be down to like 50 dudes.
Well, actually, no.
Well, no, because the thing is, eventually the Boltons are going to have to bring all their troops down. Ramsay's not a master statistician like that. He's gonna eventually end up taking.
Yeah, but my point is like Winterfell is like right here, and the Riverlands are down here, and then the wall is up here. So in order to get for the Tullys to get to help Sansa, they would have to get through 2 different lines of very tough terrain that no one has ever conquered before, and then be on the south side of Winterfell, and then the northern forces would come from the north side of Winterfell.
Well, that's where the Dornish come in, because they're the ones that are going to want to also take down King's Landing when the Lannisters live.
No, but I'm talking about the north. Dorne doesn't care about that.
Oh, yeah.
They just want to kill Lannisters.
Yeah,
but that involves taking King's Landing out, and you need a lot of people to take that out.
Yeah, but
they don't have enough people.
And
Landing doesn't matter. I'm talking only about Winterfell. Winterfell is way up north. It's like,
you're very far away.
Yeah.
Remember what Sansa told Brienne? I'm sending you down to the land of the fish.
She's going to get killed.
She might end up getting killed, but they're not sending an army. They're only sending Brienne. So Brienne should be able to get all the way down there, pass the message along saying this is this, and then they find their way back up and meet. So Sansa and Jon ain't going to lose a troop going to the land of the fishies.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Tullys.
No, the Tullys.
They're not going to be able to get to the north without taking heavy losses. So by the time they get there, it's not even going to be worth it.
Unless
Ramsay's not that smart. He's going to be taking heavy fire from everywhere else. So he's going to eventually have to call troops.
No matter how
up.
dumb Ramsay is, you can't risk leaving the Neck unprotected, because that's the key to the north. Whoever controls the Neck owns the north.
And that's why he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He'll do it. He's a dumbass. You got to remember, he's a dumbass. The only reason he beat Stannis is because he had the numbers.
That was the reason.
That's the only reason he beat Stannis.
And Stannis' army.
There's only one thing that could save them, and it's a very, very big reach. I doubt it's going to happen. Theon and his sister would have to go to the Riverlands and say, hey, we want to help. And then take the people in the Riverlands by sea across to the north so they can join up with Jon's people that way.
But what if that is the plan, and that's where they're heading?
That could be the plan. That's where they're heading.
Because remember, I mean, Greyjoy is on a redemption path.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I told you guys earlier. I said that he's going back to Westeros. You were like, no, he won't go back.
Yeah, he's already on Westeros.
Yeah.
I think you might have been right. I arrived late to that point.
Winterfell, yeah.
He's already on Westeros.
Sorry, Winterfell. That's what I meant to say. Yeah,
Well, no, I think he's going down to where the Tullys are. That's where they're going. They're going down that. They're not going to go to Winterfell. They're going to go down there and then bring them around. Maybe that may be the only thing they can.
No, it will make no sense. I mean, the only way he would know to go there is if. I mean, to me, he would only go back to where he knows.
Yeah. Theon's going to go to the Riverlands. Brienne just going to happen to be there because she got super express pass through go south, and she's going to tell them what's happening, and then they're like, we'll help, and then they bring the Tullys up north, and then boom, Winterfell gets taken back.
Oh, sorry, I'm laughing. Somebody says, Molo makes says, I hope Turum gets a piece of that sweet Brienne
manly ass. That is so wrong.
Oh my god. I mean, the looks he's been giving her, man.
Dude, he's like, if his looks would penetrate, he done did
it. Yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah.
Okay, but here's a question.
Where is Podrick, though? Where Gentry is.
No, Podrick was right with her, though.
Not in this. I haven't seen him.
No, he wrote out. He did write out. It was just behind her.
But wasn't Brienne in the book further south? So maybe that's where she was going all along.
Yeah, in the book, Brienne never even connects with Sansa. She's in the Riverlands.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in the Riverlands. That means she's gonna head back to the Riverlands.
Yeah.
So they could intertwine her story to where she makes it to the Riverlands and gets the help, and the next thing you know, we have.
Wait, spoiler! Doesn't Podrick die?
You gotta put more break between the spoiler. Right? Yes.
My bad.
You are the worst at spoilers. Like,
I know.
You deserve every comment you get when people get mad at you about spoiling spoilers, man.
Yeah. Remember, like, just because someone dies in the book doesn't mean they're gonna do it. Because there's people that are alive right now that were dead in the books.
Yeah.
And there are people that died on this show that didn't die in the books yet. So.
Spoiler.
Podrick's safer now, guys. Don't worry. Like, there's no sign that he's gonna die.
He's safe. He's not good. There's nothing hurts. Someone's like, Podrick dies. No. My bad. I apologize, guys. I would give a 10-second runoff after I say spoiler.
I used to be in the Night's Watch till I got an arrow to the knee.
Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up here? Because I think we've pretty much covered everything on this episode of Game of Thrones. Anything?
That's about it, I think.
Lou?
The Night's Watch. Would you like me to close the gate, Lord Commander? I'm not your Lord Commander. No. Then he looks around like, close the fucking gate.
He's like, yeah. Because like he took a look around and is like, oh, hold up, there's only like 12 of us. And
I love street photography. Says the White Walkers will be pushing everyone's ass south. Winterfell is not going to be anyone's concern soon. I mean,
but it's a stronghold where they can at least contain the White Walkers.
Yeah, till Dragon Lady comes with her 3 riders. Da-da-da. I love how you all just keep quiet.
Dude, as long as it takes Dany to get from one place to the next, it'll be fucking season 10 by the time she gets to Winterfell.
I think it has to happen next year. Next year has to be the last season. Maybe season 8 most.
No, season 8 will be the last season. I think next year is when she takes the trip.
Yeah, next year, like around episode 7 or something, is when she's going to start going to Westeros.
Damn, episode 7 will probably be the season finale next year.
Could be.
The way they're breaking it down.
Well, they're all contractually bound for 7 seasons.
Yeah, they got them undercut.
But I'm pretty sure because where they're headed now, then what they have to do in these shows is getting beyond TV budget level and getting to movie budget level in terms of what they need to do. So I think eventually this last season is going to be probably them doing a split. They're probably just going to. They're probably going to negotiate a way to get more episodes out of this thing, but split it up in a way that it ends up looking like it's 2 seasons in the end.
I guarantee you they're going to film seasons 8 and 9 at the same time because they have to.
Well,
the budget goes up.
7 and 8, they're going to do.
Because the budget right now, Game of Thrones.
It's $10 million an episode now.
No, it's not $10 million. The most expensive episode was Stannis Attack, which was $8 million. It's about
but
about 6 an episode.
We're about to go into territory where that's
remember,
all that it is.
In season 3, it was like 2 million or 3 million an episode, and they were like, "Oh, this is a lot of money, but it's worth it because of the amount of people that watch. It's a prestige show. We win a lot of awards."
It's so funny.
That gets harder to argue when you start saying 7, 8, 9
Well,
million.
I mean, they're getting into the point
no, I
now.
said the most expensive was 8.
Well, they're getting
between 3 and 6 per episode.
Well, the show's getting now to the point where they need to they're going to start justifying movies being made because you need to make that $1 billion profit back on all this stuff. And it's just like, how much can you keep putting out there trying to keep a budget a certain level while trying to keep the same actors at the same time and keep the CGI going and produce 10 of these episodes yearly.
That's going to be...
not have actors want to leave in the middle of this whole thing. It's just eventually where I think they're going to get to season probably 8, but at that point we're going to be hearing about them doing feature films or something like that.
No, I think they're going to stop at season 8 because they already have the actors under contract until season 7. For the last season, they're going to be able to renegotiate their contract to a per episode that's so high that it's like HBO's not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
I think they'll film 7 within 8 and 7 will somehow get tied and filmed in together so that then they'll split it. The actors will get more money. They'll get more money, but the cost of what they'll get will be enough to satisfy them. And then eventually,
that is going to be hard to negotiate with the union.
If I'm Peter Dinklage, I walk in and say, "I want $1 million an episode." Tell me no.
No, because the problem is that it's not like it's not like you're jumping into a movie and saying you're going to film Avengers, Infinity War 1 and 2. You're talking about how many episodes a season again of Game of Thrones?
9 to 10.
10 episodes.
They do 10 episodes a season.
10 episodes. You talk about filming 20 episodes, which means.
But they're not doing that.
I'm just saying. Warren's suggesting they will film both 7 and 8 together.
Okay, 7 and 8 is going to break down to 13 episodes total. That's what's already discussed. So you could film all of season 7 and 8 in one run because it's just you're adding 3 extra episodes, and they're going to break it to where season 7 will be 7, and season 8 will get the back half of the 6.
Oh,
it's going to be a Sopranos run.
You said 7 was going to be what? How many episodes?
It's not official, but they've floated it that there's more than likely it's going to be like a split season, like 7 episodes, and then 6 episodes left. They did that with like Mad Men.
What you're saying, Warren, makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't know the because
I think, and I'm just putting speculation out there, that eventually there's got to be the big payday for all these actors, and the payday is hitting this thing on the silver screen at some point.
It's not going to be a movie.
I think there will be.
I don't think
everyone said there wasn't going to be a TV show, and we got a TV show out of it.
That would be very long. HBO is not going to want to invest. Even though it's guaranteed to make money, they're going to be too nervous to put up the $200-300 million it's going to take. They don't know if Bryson Wenioff can pull it off. There's just going to be too many things for them to risk doing it. I don't think they're going to want to do that.
I think they will because it's a worthy chance because it's a chance to make billions out of it. And if you have that opportunity to do that, especially when you have a property that can get almost to Star Wars level. You can't not take that risk. You can't just sit back and say no. Now we're not gonna, especially when you're gonna have a whole bunch of material coming afterwards that hasn't even been touched yet.
I mean, it's true, but
we're dealing with a book we're dealing with a story that's not even finished.
But they're gonna finish the story. To Andrew's point, again, this is something that HBO traditionally is very hesitant. I mean, the big example is Entourage, which was a big show, which they should have done a movie almost immediately. People were begging for it. When did they release the movie?
That's all it was with that.
But that's also not on the level of popularity of Game of Thrones. Neither one of those are. We're talking about Star Wars level popularity with the show. A lot of people that didn't grow up with Star Wars, these kids, this is what that is for them.
If you made you look at this way, if you make a Game of Thrones TV movie, your budget will be, they will call it 250, but it's probably closer to 285. And then you're looking at a case where you're still going to do another 150 million marketing. So you're looking at same thing like Captain America: Civil War and BVS type, just big numbers. You still need to hit $1 billion.
They'll
I
get
mean,
it.
yeah, the movie it can do it. I'm not saying it can't.
Yeah,
I'm
they
saying,
can
I'm
do
saying
it.
that the hesitance where you now throw this to an exec, and that means this has to go from HBO to Warner Brothers to do this.
Yeah.
And that's where the
Which-
problem lies, because it's not. If it was just HBO themselves, I can see them just saying, "Oh yeah, we can do it." But
No,
Warner
no.
Brothers-
When Warner Brothers and this whole DC universe thing ends up floundering the hell around long enough, and it doesn't get to where the hell they want to, they'll find this and want to do it.
it's
Because
not.
by the time these things even come out, we're going to be so far beyond superhero movies
And-
still coming out that'll have a space to be able to be done.
And Warren, that's the thing. Do you trust Warner Brothers to make this movie? And is that
No,
something
no,
that
no,
you're
no.
gonna want to see?
No, I think Warner Brothers will keep it with HBO. If
Well,
you-
no, they'll
whoever
be
HBO
smart
wants
enough to
do
stay the
it.
hell out of it.
No.
That's the thing.
No, to whoever in HBO wants to do it will do it. The problem is putting it in. And I mean, like I said, I hear you, I get it. But it's also one of those things where making a TV show into a movie is not the simplest thing possible.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's not, but I think the out of this is that this is a TV show that can end its story at a certain point of where we are, and then once we have by the time this ends, we'll have the next book out and another book coming down the line. They can continue coming from that point and not have to retell anything.
Here's the other part for you, right? Where do you make the movie, and what period in time do you make the movie that people who never watch Game of Thrones, because there's still millions of people who don't watch this show. That's the other trick here. It's not because do you want to create a movie where you now have to retell these stories that we already know?
Not according to Torrance, and there nobody's in there. Millions of people that still haven't seen this shit.
Yeah, but people torrent aren't going to go to the movie theater to watch a movie.
No, I'm just saying, no, but even if you say it, there's still a lot of people who don't watch Game of Thrones. So the question is, do you retell some of that story in the movie?
No. Star Wars don't do that. No.
If they go the movie route, they're going to probably touch the untold stories that weren't put into the show.
Yeah, then that's the only thing you might want to.
Because remember, George R.R. Martin told the two writers the end game. They know where the story's going to end, and they know who's going to finally sit on the throne. And that's where they're going. They're just getting there faster than George R.R. Martin book writing speed because he's as slow as shit, and he's trying to milk it for every little dime he can.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's milking at this point.
I don't think it's for money. I think he's afraid. I think he's scared. Like he doesn't know how to end it.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to end it. You gotta remember, this was supposed to be.
There was like an 8-year break between books. The last book came out 5 years ago. We were supposed to get a book a year and a half ago, and he's said that it's not gonna. It's been delayed until next year. I don't think he's ready. He's too afraid to put it out. He wants the show to finish, and then he's like, he can breathe and say, "All right, now I'm gonna put out the next book."
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we'll get the next book.
Yeah, he's gonna put out Winds of Winter like next year, and then the book that's supposed to follow that, I think he's gonna wait until this show is over.
Yeah, true. Okay, but to Warren, to your point when you say like Star Wars, people, the difference with Star Wars and Game of Thrones is that you can always pop in a Star Wars movie and watch that 2 hours, and you're done with one history of Star Wars. Game of Thrones, you have to catch up a lot.
No, I didn't.
I'm just saying that
people went to go see Lord of the Rings, and no one. They'll tell the millions of people that never read a J.R. Tolkien book.
Yeah, but but the first movie. I'm just saying that when you create the first movie, it told the story, it gave us back.
Game of Thrones. Cash cow. People walk in. They watch stupid X-Men movies. They never seen X-Men stuff before. They'll just walk in and go see it because of the name and the hype behind it.
Yeah, but X-Men, you don't need to understand what's happening. Game of Thrones is a show. Game of Thrones is a show that has 800 characters, and we still can't remember half of the things going on.
You gotta remember where that movie would probably end up would be somewhere in the point where they're telling a new story within that universe.
That's what I was asking. I said, where do you tell the story? Because you can't retell stuff you're telling the TV.
No, they're not gonna do that.
It has to be brand new. It has to be brand new.
You know where you start the story? You start the story right when they created the White Walker King, and all that history, that 1,000 years before we are now, you have all that untapped history that they can go into. And starting. I mean, in season 1, the old woman was telling Bran about the longest winter nights and how it was creepy and all that other. Dude, you could put 2.5 hours on the screen of certain elements and make a trilogy really quick.
Yeah.
It would technically save them a lot of money because they wouldn't have to use the principal actors they have now for that because they don't exist at that point.
Exactly. That's
they could do that. But also, like, even if you start the movie, you could start the movie after the end of this war that's about to happen and what happens afterwards.
It's not going to be interesting. It's not going to be captivating enough because when you have the war to end all wars, having more squabbling is just going to feel like I don't want to go watch that for 2 hours. I just saw a friggin' dragon kill an army of ice zombies. I don't want to go hear two brothers argue about the throne now.
Mm-hmm. So you were about to say something, Andrew. Somebody mentioned something in the chat.
Yeah, I said Brienne was saying in the chat if we're going to do like prequels, the era of Robert's Rebellion would be like a great movie. I think that's something you could easily tell.
Easily bring back Ned Stark.
That would be so good.
You can bring back Ned Stark himself because we all know he's gonna die. And what's the name of the actor that always dies?
Sean Bean. Bean. Yeah. He dies literally in everything, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can do that.
One does go. That's the perfect place for them to go. You keep it alive by telling. Dude, I'm pretty sure we could get a trilogy out of the Mad King himself.
True.
His story. And then you could probably get another 3 movies of Robert's rise to conquest. That's 6 right there. And you bring back Ned Stark. The only problem is...
Well, you know what this is telling a spoiler, but they could talk about... There could be a movie as to the reason why the Children of the Forest made the White Walkers.
Yeah, that's the very beginning, like Lou was saying, from the creation of the king.
That's basically like the starting off point of known history.
Yeah. Exactly.
The war between the Children of the Forest and the First Men.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened.
Okay.
You could explain how the wall it can be all about just how the wall gets created.
Exactly.
Yeah, the wall being built. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, guys, I guess that is it. Because right now we're going on speculation rather than the episode.
Hey, we got 40 people still watching.
So
we need some more likes. I see 40 people, but I only see 14 likes. And who's throwing a dislike out there? That sucker. Always a hater. Always a hater.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, guys, again, catch us next week, 10:15. We'll be here. Myself, Andrew. Mr. Andrew Cam, what is your Twitter handle? Because
yeah, you can follow me at Andrew Cam.
You know what? Next week we're all gonna have little handy things where we'll write up on things.
You can follow me at Cheetos, my brand sponsor for tonight's episode.
Wait, sorry, Andrew Cam at
Andrew Cam, ANDREWKAM on Twitter.
All right, cool. And Mr. Warren Bowman, where can they find you?
I'm sponsored by Nexus today. This episode, Nexus works better than anything else Google provides, especially Hangouts on Air.
Oh God! Please quickly throw the shade so we can end it before they kick us out.
BW1, just Google me on there. You'll find everything on there. So be there. That's where we'll be.
And Mr. Lou Rod, that is his handle there on Twitter.
Somebody's asking, what's the budget for next week's recap and review? As you can see, we don't have a lower third, so the budget's a
little tight. And of course, here for me, it's Booredatwork. Tomorrow, Lou and I will be doing The Preacher. We'll be around 7 p.m. tomorrow. So, actually 8 p.m. tomorrow, not 7. Sorry. So join us, and we'll recap that show, see how good it is and how crazy and creepy. But till next week, join us back here, 10:15 p.m. and always enjoy your entertainment.
And we'll